Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. This is one that's been requested by a few people, and regardless of your level in the game, high obviously rated players will find it's incredibly easy to get, but for lower rated players and kind of mid rated players, they may say to themselves, hey, I'm running out of ISO, and you may then ask the questions, well, how do I farm more ISO in order to rank up my champions? And level them up as well. Well, don't worry, all will be revealed, as well as a special little tip for myself of something that I've grinded out quite a bit in the past and find this to be one way of getting ISO, though it isn't my preferred way based on my high grinding at the moment. I kind of opt for something else, but we'll discuss that in a moment. But let's get into the video. And obviously before we do get into the video, make sure to subscribe to me, RichTheMan, because I do Marvel Contest of Champions and stuff, and you can if you want, there's no pressure. But it would help. So there's two main ways to get ISO. There is questing and there's duping. And both are very different from themselves, but unfortunately duping requires a lot more work, as well as actually in some ways questing requires a lot more work. Unfortunately both require you to do arena. So to start off with, let's focus on questing. In quests like Master, Heroic, Normal and Beginner, there's a great way to get loads of ISO, and it's a reoccurring thing, so every month you're going to be able to grab it. It does vary, but the thing is, really, if you do want as much ISO as possible, complete, well, Heroic and Master would be the best option, but obviously lower level, you want to try and aim to do Beginner and Normal, and obviously really strive to complete Heroic and get yourself close to the point, but don't exert yourself if you're going to Master. Obviously higher level players will just be able to kind of grind Master, Heroic, and if they choose to Normal, I know a lot of people do, but still you're able to get a good amount of ISO from that, but obviously that's going to be easy for you. And obviously there is story mode that you can grind, but obviously once you've done it once you can't do it again. However though, there are little kind of tricks and hints with stuff, and we'll cover this tip at the kind of end point with regards to strategies of this video. But you can do stuff, the more difficult you can get to do with the content, then that's going to mean you're going to get the more ISO back. So if you're lower rated, make sure you kind of go down your story mode route and kind of do the Act 1, 2 and 3. Make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself involved with before you go on to Act 4. But still, that is where you're going to get the main bulk of your ISO from if you're doing the story mode. So the next thing is duping, and duping is incredibly important. You need Prem Shards in order to get Prem Shard Crystal, and that can be largely got from doing arena, those monthly events that we discussed about. That's the kind of the most important thing. Obviously higher rated players will kind of opt for an intense arena grind in order to get out those Prem Shards, which then are going to mean that they're going to be opening an extensive amount of Prems a week, which means that they're potentially going to be then duping a lot of the kind of the standard 2s and 3s, max signatures. I'm talking as well, then that's building up to 3-star dupes are then getting a certain amount of ISO, and then we're getting on to kind of then 4 stars. Obviously intense amount of arena based on rank rewards means that people are getting these 4 stars, and obviously 4 stars are meaning that when you awaken or you dupe a 4-star, you are getting an extensive amount of ISO, and that isn't half bad. The same thing obviously can be said for 5 stars and in the future 6 stars. And obviously honourable mention goes out to the crystals like 2-star crystal, the quest crystal, as well as the uncollected daily crystal, as well again as the Grandmaster crystal. These are kind of options with regards to getting dupes and awakenings that can obviously lead to ISO. They're not extensive, except the 2-star and the quest crystal not being extensive. However though, it is important to do crystal cornucopia each week based on the amount of Prem Shards that you get out of it. It's one of the arenas that I kind of like a push to kind of go for, because obviously the more Prems you get, the more you can open, the more you get ISO. It's kind of pretty important, and it leads us on to the next thing to talk about with ISO farming. Arena, yes, okay, so this is something that, okay, people are not particularly happy with an extensive amount of arena grind. Unfortunately, that is one of the biggest issues presented, and also the biggest solutions to your problems, especially because you need units in order to buy energy refills, which then means that you can kind of go through content again and again at the cost of 30 units a time. The next thing is the amount of Prem Hero Shards that you're able to pick up from kind of grinding out these milestones, which then obviously mean you're getting 2 to 3 or even 4-star champions out of those Prem crystals, which then mean you're potentially awakening or duping said characters, and that means that obviously you're able to get those kind of ISOs from that. So what of this secret tip, I hear you ask? The thing that you said about at the start of the video? Well, here we go. In Act 4, Chapter 3, Mission 3, Threat, in there is a large smorgasbord of 4-star chests. And this is what we can see here. So we've got 3 there, a 4, a 4, a 4, another 4, another 4. Perfect. So there's loads of 4-star chests there. So loads of opportunities to get ISO. Now obviously this isn't a clear-cut way, but if you want to use your energy for something, then you can use this based on the amount of 4-star chests that you can pick up from this. As well, it's pretty easy. It's when you get to a certain point in the game, this can be complete doddle, and I would recommend it. Obviously there are different things that you may want to choose to spend your energy on, say event quests first and other content, but this may be one way to pick up all those 4-star chests. And obviously what I'm going to do is quickly grind through this and we'll see what we get in the end. Okay, so I've just gone through this quest. I wouldn't really recommend it for kind of lower rated players. It's kind of like mid-table player. If you've got rank 4, 5 stars, you'll find this is a complete doddle. Intense bleeders, especially like Gwenpool, is going to be a real asset to go through stuff like the Juggernaut, because that's going to be the thing that's going to be the huge issue there in that line. But what we're going to do is now we're just going to highlight here that there is been 5 4-star chests, 1 3-star, 1 2-star, and I've picked up 5 ISO tier 3. So that's pretty cool, but obviously I want to get this boss done, and then we'll obviously crack open what we've got. So there we go, that boss defeat has given us as well a tier 4 basic ISO 8, so that's pretty cool. And now it comes to the reward side of things, and hopefully there's plenty more tier 4s with that as well. But obviously the prize is in the pudding, and here comes the pudding. The chests are being opened now, and we see 11 tier 4 basic ISO 8 from that run there. So that is pretty darn decent to kind of get that amount of stuff, especially because if you have those rank 5 5-stars, it's going to be incredibly easier, but also rank 5 4-stars that are intense bleeders, like Gwenpool. Gwenpool was just like a complete boss, a complete machine in extending those bleeds and obviously killing enemies, because a lot of the ones that I faced off against were quite fleshy. So there you have it. This is Mission 3, Chapter 3 of Act 4, Threats, and we have War Machine as the boss man. Go do it. Like, you go down the route and you'll find loads of small energy refills, so it's going to catapult you around to the end. Plenty of ISO 4 I've picked up. Also there was 3, tier 3 was there, so 11 tier 4s. It's like pretty impressive. So you're going to get your stuff. Watch out for Juggernaut, and obviously if you face off against Juggernaut in Realm of Legends, you'll know that he's a bit annoying. This guy is a little bit more annoying than that, but still, if you've got champions that are intense bleeders, like your Gwenpools, even your Wolverines, even your X23s, loads of different options there. Even like constant stunners, like we talked about in the past, like the Brutal video where I did this kind of constant stun with a power gain team around Hulk. However, though, it's always nice to have a variation, and the champions that I've got here in the left hand corner were kind of ones that were helping me kind of through. However, though, this should be a complete doddle for someone who's experienced. Maybe that's somebody that's got as well rank 4 5-stars. That's going to make it even easier. But obviously rank 5 4-stars, especially bleeders, are going to be pretty darn helpful for you, because most of the stuff is fleshy, except for sometimes there'll be Unstoppable Colossus as a kind of a micro boss, which is there, but largely it kind of fluctuates to different champions. So yeah, hopefully this helped people out. With regards to strategy side of things, if you're a lower rated player, I would suggest strongly to get into Arena and grind out those milestones, as well as making sure that each month you're doing your monthly event grind, and obviously doing your beginner, your normal, and try and push yourself for heroic. I doubt you'll get into master just yet, but still you can be ambitious. Also, repeating things, like you can repeat these small kind of micro quests here, the expert proving grounds, the standard proving grounds, the different class kind of events quests. Those are quite helpful for kind of picking up little ISOs here or there. But obviously you got to kind of aspire to be better than you are. So try and go through the acts and the story modes, and maybe repeat stuff. Kind of put yourself in a position where going, right, well, I want to get up to that point where I can get a rank 5 4-star, and then get on that threats kind of act 4 thing. Obviously higher rated players will either opt for intense arena grinds or they'll intense kind of event grinds, but if you're looking for plenty of ISO 8 in a very kind of quick burst, then obviously my suggestion there of doing threats over and over again in order to get that ISO may be the way to go, but you will need to do arena to then get more units, to then buy more full energy refills. So the choice is yours, and the route you go around with regards to duping or questing is up to you. But in any case, happy ISO grinding, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content. If you enjoyed the video and obviously want to share it with somebody with regards to ISO farming, then please do that. It'll be great for the channel and hopefully great for people watching. I've been RichTheMan. If you want to follow me on social media, link is in the description, and I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.